Hi friends, Allison here with AJ's Inspired Life. I'm back with the second half of January 2020 for you. If you want to see the first half of this lovely month, it's the previous video, so go back and watch it. Thanks for everyone who's tuning in to watch this half. If you're new here, welcome. We left off halfway through the month, so the 15th was right here. We are on Thursday the 16th. And it's a kind of collage. I put some sloths in here, obviously, to tie into this guy down here. And I posted this on my Instagram, I believe. And I was just cracking up because I was like, does anybody else ever buy products just because of the wrapping or the, the packaging that they want for their journal? So this is packaging from like a facial wipe, makeup remover, if you will. And it was so cute. It had the sloths on it and everything. I was like, oh, well, we have to buy that. I mean, you're going to buy them anyway. So anyway, that's, so I saved it and I used it on this page. So I just put work day and Buddy went to daycare. I got to run some errands after work and then both the kids tutored after school. This is one of the prompts like on a sheet from Lynn at Love Lynn's Life. And I just put, I am grateful for, and I put, I'm finally able to get a massage with Laura, and she cupped my shoulder. So I haven't been able to get in with her, my schedule, her schedule. And it feels so much better when I have a good massage on it, and she did some cupping and it just felt amazing. So I was super grateful for that day. All right, moving on, Friday the 17th. This was just composition paper. You can see like in here, the normal, and I just painted the back of it. This was a little card, off a scrapbook paper or pad or something. And I just put, I had an amazing lunch today with my friend. We had a good talk and good food. I appreciate her persistently asking me, sometimes I don't want to go out, especially on my day off. And especially, if it's cold or whatever, I'm tired and I'm just like, and I'm always glad I do it. Right. So I know that sometimes, especially in the winter, it's a little bit harder for me. And I'm just so grateful when, friends continue to ask or, encourage me to go and do, because once I go out, then I feel better. Right. We all know that. But there's just some days I don't want to, or I feel rushed, or, all the things we do. And I'm super grateful and conscious and aware that making time for friends and quality time together is super important. And I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to do it. I just made a pocket out of a piece of paper down here, and I put some cards. This is an old Project Life card. And I just put, my husband worked all day. He goes back to work tomorrow. He felt very good about it. I went to the chiropractor today, and Dr. Sam worked on my shoulder. She's amazing. So that felt really good. And I'm doing PT and chiro work there. And then my daughter and I, this was like off of a scrapbook piece of paper with the cutouts. And I just put, my husband worked late. My daughter and I went and picked up pizza and brought it home. So I added that there. And then this was like a little scrap pad, if you will, and it said, love this. And we watched movies. I watched movies with my son while my daughter did homework. They were silly movies, but we just laughed. And I just, I'm conscious of the quality time spent together. I'm just grateful that we have them. And I put some little washi tape down here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Little shopping carts. I went to the market, and I tipped this little thing of Crest in. I said, I bought 4 tubes of Crest because it's our favorite. And it was on sale. So I just tipped that in. So I really use like anything I can, obviously wrappers from stuff and packaging it just reminds me of like that day. And that's something silly, but it's, what I did that day. All right. The next day is the 18th. I had avocado toast for breakfast and some coffee. This also is from, wrapping. It's the bag. And so when I finish it, I cut out the front and whatever and put it in my pile here. So I added this card and just wrote about my boy going to the mountain today to go snowboarding. They capped ticket sales, so that was really good. And so it wasn't too crowded. And then I got to journal and I watched the Rogue lifting And my daughter did chores and watched TV. Just a fun, relaxing day. It was just a great Saturday. And I put these little cutouts in here. It says plan and create and making pretty things, which is what I just got to do all day. It was lovely. And then that night, my husband came home. This is like a scrapbook sticker, if you will. It has snowflakes on it, if you can't see. That night, my husband came home, and they have a night market here once a month, and it's like local artisans with food and crafts, jewelry, whatever. So all sorts of stuff, art. And so we went out for that and just really enjoyed ourselves, had a good night out, and got to see local vendors. So I put some stuff in there, and I just made a little note. All right, this day is, oh, this is also Saturday. Oh, this is also right? Nope, this is Sunday. Sorry, right there. I'm trying to figure out this pocket I made. I was watching Joie again, and I will link her below. She's amazing. I could listen to her channel like all day. Like, I just love listening to her, and she's so creative. But I think this is, I don't even know if it was a recent one or an older one, where she showed how to make this like 3-level pocket. And so out of a piece of paper, like how you fold it and whatever. And so I grabbed a piece of paper. This was kind of like snowy paper, and made one. I just love it. And then I glued the whole back of it onto the sheet that existed here, right? So that's the page behind it. And then I just filled it up with stuff. So today was, I weighed in and started the transformation challenge at Orange Theory. And I'm just like still not in love with like the heart monitor and stuff. I get, agitated by it, quite honestly. Day 1, trying vegetarian and whole food plant-based. So this, I think, is from a Real Simple. I'm sure a lot of you have cut the same thing out. Super funny and cute. And I put I need to detox from sugar. I woke up at 100% gung-ho, and by 2 p.m. I'm dying. I know some of you can relate to that too. All right. On here, I put just a note about football, because the boys are watching football, and I put big games today. My daughter went to a friend's house to watch, and the boy stayed home and watched with my husband. And it's just so cute. We're going to miss him so much next year. And I put who won the AFC, which was the Chiefs, and the NFC. Or NFL, sorry. Yeah, our son is going to be going to college. And so I'm just conscious, even on days like this, that, we're going to miss him. And I'm sure it's all going to be amazing and wonderful. And I'm super happy for the experiences he's going to have. But just being able to have him home and, watch football or something is going to make a difference. And so we're just soaking in those moments as we can right now. This was a cutout. It's from the back of packaging from... Oh, Illustrated Faith. It was like on some pins or something I bought. I don't know. And so I thought it was kind of cute. They included something you could use, which I always love. And I just put, hey, and I cleaned out and reorganized the hall closet. So it had all of our medicines in it and everything, and it gets non-organized as people use it. And so I cleaned it all out and reorganized it. This is just me watercoloring some paper again, right? And it had a prompt on it already with the intention is to fuel my body. And I wrote, it says, dear, and I wrote to myself, you are worthy of honoring with healthy food. And then, oh, here's the note that I watched and made pockets and got creative ideas from Joie. So yes, please go check out her channel. She's amazing. If you don't already watch her, go over there and be inspired. All right. The next day was Monday, Martin Luther King Day. So the kids had the day off, and I don't know how it started or whatnot, but, you book dental appointments like 6 months in advance. So somehow we had picked this Monday, and I booked myself and my daughter, like a 7 a.m. appointment. And it turns out, it's the day off school. So she was a little, a little miffed with me. She was like, really, Mom? And then it turns out we had I just booked a whole bunch of appointments because I was like, we have the day off. And then she didn't think that was the best idea. But anyway, so I went to the gym. We both had dentist appointments. We had to go deal with the contacts for a while to get her new contacts. And then she had PT. I went to Michael's in between, I guess, while she was at PT. And then I went to PT, massage, And then we went to soccer. So it was a day off, but like busy for all of us. So I put day off taken by getting appointments done. Contacts turned out to be a crazy screw up, but we got some trial ones. So anyway, I had a good talk with my dad, and the kids celebrated on Friday at school. We didn't do anything specific today to celebrate the holiday. And the kids studied tonight. It's finals week. So back to reality very, very quickly. All right, the next day is Tuesday, and this is like from one of those daily calendars. It says Find Beauty in the Rain, which, you know, quite frankly, I kind of struggle with. So I'm trying to, it's so gorgeous. I mean, it is gorgeous when it clears, and it's gorgeous up here in the Pacific Northwest. But when it's gray and rainy and really, really cold, I do struggle a little bit. Not really. I just want to stay home, right? I just don't want to go out in it. So I want to just cuddle up and sit by the fire and watch movies, right? Or read a book. So anyway, so I put that in there. I hit the gym at 7 a.m. And then this paper, I don't know if you can see, this is out of another book, but it had rain on it. I ripped it out and put it in this way. It actually falls this way, but I used it as kind of like the lines this way in the page. So I put, here comes the rain. Just wrote about that. I put both kids volunteered after school to help in the tutoring center. Finals day one went well. Oh, and then the kids went and got themselves hamburgers for dinner because I was at work. My husband and I were both at work. So, yeah, I just love that they like hanging out together. And so they went and got themselves dinner in town. So pretty cool. This is obviously a visitor pass from them working at the school that they go volunteer at. So, okay, so the next day I put sunshine is the best medicine, but it rained all day. So just a little note to myself. I do like to kind of document the weather because I like to really, you know, we have a lot of really amazing sunny days up here and they're beautiful, but I do like to kind of, I didn't come from weather, so it's all new to me. So this is an envelope I made. It's so wonky. It doesn't even like line up, but I just made it real quickly and glued it in here. It was obviously a book page and I just watercolored it and then I folded it into a wonky envelope that obviously I didn't cut on my envelope maker or anything like that. So I put I had a slow day at work, got stuff done, but you know, blah. And then finals day 2, they're tired, but they're doing well. And my husband's working this week. People are happy with, you know, how his project's going. So that's always nice. And then I put here early 6 a.m. I'm at the gym. I'm not in love with it yet, but I'm committed to it, doing the challenge. And I missed my CrossFit. And I noted my calories and my splat points. So if you are an OTFer, you'll know what that means. All right, Thursday, yeah, who knows, right? I just have these days. This is, do I have you? This little, let me smell it. It still smells. It is a beautiful little, I call them material worms or something from Elizabeth, sweet Elizabeth, over at Never Hopeless. And she stores them. She makes these little ruffles out of material. And then I just folded it to make, you know, to make a page tab. But oops. She stores them after she makes them in an old, not like, what am I trying to say? In a laundry detergent thing where she gets her pods, I guess, for her laundry detergent. We don't use pods, so I don't know, but it smells so good. This is my point. So don't think I'm weird for smelling it, but I just love them and they're so sweet. And so I put it on there, but anyway, so that was a little side note. Sorry about that. But I will link Elizabeth's channel. Please go check her out. And then she, I believe, has a video on how to make them too. I don't know, but they smell delicious is the point. And they're so stinking cute. All right. So I did hit Orange Theory. Oh, so tonight I drove my daughter to soccer and then I hit Orange Theory over where she goes to soccer, which is like 45 minutes from us. So that was interesting. I like that I can go to anyone, anywhere. That's kind of cool. If you go to Orange Theory, you can go to any Orange Theory. So I like that. That's kind of cool. That's a good point in my book. So a basic Thursday. I don't have anything else here. I am not going back and finishing this. I don't know if, I mean, I know it worked because it's a work day, but like, I don't know how long or this day is done. So it's going to stay just like this. All right. Friday the 24th. I don't know. Let's see. This is watercolor, just paper that I just like crinkled up, right, and put in here to add some texture. I put a quote in here, the prize is in the process. Junk Journal, January at Meg Journals. I believe, maybe I'll read my note. I believe it was just like a quote. I believe that was like the prompt for the day. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. And then I put right here, hit the gym this morning, day 6 in a row. I'm a little tired, no pre-workout per coach's suggestion. So 601 calories, 44 splat points. And then I took my daughter to PT to work on her knee before her game. I'm bummed that she's playing. She has a knee injury and a cough, but what to say about that? I don't know. They need her. And so it's this delicate dance, right, of teaching responsibility, yet self-care, yet obligation to team. And it's a delicate dance. And so I let her make that decision for the most part, if she wanted to play, and she did, and they were very grateful. So, but anyway, I of course would like her to stay home and just rest and do nothing and heal, but that's not the way kids are. So, all right, this is the rest of this page. So Friday I did 2. This is another pocket that I made off of Joie's tutorial. This one I think is like super cute. It's just a big book page again that you cut and fold and do that. And then I made some tabs. So these are from Lynn over at Love Lynn's Life, as is, this and this. Okay. And so I like that, like currently, that is a good prompt. Good news and today. Those are all from her. I love those. Okay. So I just wrote that we drove far for soccer. She was stressed. We were 1 minute late. Come to find out she was not late to the game, like late to the 1 hour get there warm up thing. Right. So, but she does not like to be late, and I honor that. There wasn't just anything we could do. And the coach was almost an hour late. The traffic was horrible. And then she was like upset on the way home. And we just, it's a 15-year-old daughter. And so we just work it out. Right. But I'm glad that I, document it. I'm glad that we can look back and kind of remember, like, oh yeah, remember that day we were both stressed and not happy in the car, or, whatever. So, I put good news. My daughter played for this other team. It was pouring. And it was so dark under the lights. I really wish I had like an amazing camera, those slow footage, whatever, like just to get still shots of the girls out there. Like, I mean, it's pouring rain it's pitch black. And then the stadium lights are like shining down on them. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those moments you just take that moment and remember. I don't know. So they ended up winning. She played really well. So it was kind of miserable to sit there and watch, honestly, just because of the weather. But I'm just so honored with watching all of them and their, commitment to playing. And this level of soccer is pretty intense at times. And so I'm grateful that she's having the experience that she is. So, and then this prompt was just today. So I just wrote, my husband worked all day, headed home after the game. He's so tired. And then the boy went snowboarding today. He had a good day on the slopes, and he watched movies and fell asleep on the couch, which is just so funny because, I try and wake him up to go to his bed, and he's all, what, and doesn't know he's on the couch, but so sweet. All right, Saturday the 25th. This was a, Diane Reevely, like art pad, I think that I had. And so I just cut it out and covered this page. There's my punch again. So this, you can see, is just like out of a cover of a magazine or something. I mean, I just punch anything. Obviously here I use the same punch and I just made a tab with it. And then I stayed home today and crafted and journaled all day. My husband volunteered to drive my daughter to soccer. She played well. She had great saves, but they lost 1-2. And then the boys stayed home, lazy day, watching movies. We were going to go get family dinner, but nobody felt like it. So everyone heated up whatever they wanted. So And then the boy went over to a friend's house tonight. So some days we just, got to do what we can do. I was obviously crafting and planning. A creative life cannot be sustained by approval any more than it can be destroyed by criticism. I love that because we have to do our art for us. Your art is not like anyone else's nor for anybody else's. So, all right, this is Sunday the 26th. And so, gosh, yeah. So here on this side is just like obviously a memorial a little bit to Kobe. This was the tragic day that the helicopter went down and all of those passengers died. And it was just like unbelievable. I mean, it didn't register. It was very strange. And then as you're reading, and we're from Southern California, so reading like where the other families were from and where they played, and just we have dear friends that have worked at the Lakers for years, and it was I certainly don't know Kobe or anything about it, but it hit pretty hard. And obviously all the cliches, right? They come from a true space of like, you just don't know what's going to happen after today or after this moment. And so it was a little bit somber and like getting through the day, right? Everywhere we went, because our lives kept going on. Like we still had soccer, we still had our things to do. And it's like, do you take a moment? Do you not go to soccer? I mean, like, how do you honor that? And then just honoring everyone's own grieving process and allowing everyone to kind of show up and get what they need out of conversations, and knowing that it's different for every person. So I just put, I just wrote here. Anyway, I just put it, my chest is heavy. It was just sad, obviously. So, the other stuff that happened was I cleaned the house a bit, and then, my son was snowboarding. My husband stayed home to watch, football. I took Shelby out to her game. She played great. The team was so grateful for her. She wasn't playing for her regular team. She was guest playing for another team. And then we met for family dinner at a steakhouse in town. So that was nice. Everyone made it home. All right. Monday the 27th, jury duty. I got called for jury duty. Today was day 1, but I did not have to go in, but you have to phone in every day. So I hit the gym. My daughter had PT. We picked up the contacts from last week. There's the gym. And then I went to the market. This is a quote. This is this and this are all from Lynn. This is, well, you can't really see it. This is part of her collage sheets that she does. She does beautiful collage sheets. And the quote I put is, to love yourself is to understand you don't need to be perfect to be good. And I thought that was sweet. I put this in here, a quick trip to the market. I made a list and I had great intentions, but I always find lots of other goodies. And so I don't know how much, but like I tipped in this whole thing, you guys. It goes like... So I just folded it all up like this and put it in there because it was stupid ridiculous. I don't even know. I mean, I went in for like 10 things, I think. So anyway, I put quick trip to the market that costs like way too much money. So, all right. The next day was January 28th, and it was my friend's birthday in California, and I'm sorry I'm not there. But I just put happy birthday, Kens. I'm so sad I'm not there to celebrate. It is our year this year. We are turning 50. And so, as all my friends, the same age, will be celebrating throughout the year, obviously. And she's January. So she's one of the first ones. And, she did some fun stuff, and they're going to do some more fun stuff, and the celebration will continue, but I'm kind of, obviously sad I'm not in California. So, I did have jury duty this day, and so here is the parking pass I got, but I didn't park there because the crazy part is it's literally across the street from my work, and so I just parked at work and walked and didn't deal with the parking. I drew this little courthouse. This is from like Draw a Doodle a Day or whatever that book is. That this idea I got from Emmylou Arts. I can link her below. I love watching her journals. And so there's a prompt every single day. I know I've picked this up before. I am not trying to do one every single day. I just picked a picture I wanted and drew it. So I didn't like this doesn't match this day's date. That would be too weird, right? Okay, so that's my attempt at drawing, like, I don't know what, a courthouse building. Can you even see it? Anyway, all right, so I got called for jury duty. I went in. I immediately got assigned to a case. They started the process of jury selection, and I think I wrote the note, but I think I went home like halfway through the day. They sent us home, and then we have to come back the next day. This paper I colored on, but can you hear it? This Kristi included, I think this is Tomo River paper. If not, I don't know what it is. It's like butter yummy paper because it is so cool. It's like crinkly and yummy. Oh, and it just took the paint so well. Whatever this paper is, I love it. So thank you, Kristi. Okay, so the next day is the 29th. I went to work this morning. I saw one client. I got caught up on some paperwork, and then I headed over to the courthouse. Oh, that's right. When I called back, they said I didn't need to come in until 1 on this day. So I got like a half a day of work in before I had to go in. And then so I went in for jury duty. Got dismissed for the day after questions. So what happened? I'm trying to remember. Oh, this is the day they called us in individual. So we waited in a room, and then one by one they called us in. They had chosen some of us that they had specific questions about after we filled out all of our questions and the paperwork and everything. It was for a criminal case. And so some of us were flagged, if you will, for our answers, and which makes sense. I normally am flagged because of my job. And so they called us in one by one and individually questioned us. And then after that, I was released to go home for the day and come back the next day. I had another massage tonight at 7:15. I love cupping that shoulder. And then I hit the gym this morning at 6 a.m. and there's calories and splat points. And I just put a sticker there that says, keep going. These are like, I don't know, Happy Planner stickers, or not Happy Planner, but like one of these that I got. It's like this one, but not this American Craft book. It's not this one, but it's a different one like that. I think that's where these stickers came from here. And so here is, oh, my jury conflict slip. This is what we filled out, okay, and had to fill out and then go over with them and any of that. So if we had a major conflict, and I didn't even fill out a conflict slip, even though I have one being a conflict. And but I'm moving on to the next step. This case is really emotionally hard for me. So anyway, that's part of why they called me in. So, and then I put so blessed that Eric could get work early and take my daughter to soccer. Our carpool isn't working because our other friend that we drive with is injured. And so we've been driving every night, and it's just hard. And especially on nights that whatever, I work late and whatever. So, yeah, so grateful that he is a little bit flexible on certain days. All right, Thursday the 30th. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is the day. I got happy mail from sweet Elizabeth. Elizabeth, thank you. I will link her channel below if you don't know Elizabeth over at Never Hopeless. And as we all do, she goes and to thrift stores. She found a book of boats, you guys, like a whole book of boats, and she sent it to my son because it's so hard to find boats. And anyway, so I cut out a little picture and put it there with a little thing. So I just put, these are what, those Tim Holtz or something. I just put no more people today. I might have misspoke. That might not be a Tim Holtz. That might be a different one. That might be a Chrissy Ann or something, but I just thought it was funny. These are really good. If you haven't tried them, you should try them. Seasoned kale chips. I have the sweet note from Elizabeth in here. I just, it's actually this way, but so this piece of paper, first of all, is the wrapping paper from the package. Okay. So I cut that apart, and then here is her note. And then on the back, I wrote a little thing like, the sweetest happy mail from Elizabeth today. So sweet, so sweet, so sweet and thoughtful. So I put those in there. Here is my jury tab. It says, what a day, all day jury duty, still in the selection process. It's a boring process, and I'm agitated with some of these people. It scares me that some of these people are what will decide this case. In general, I'm getting agitated and annoyed, and I'm listening to people answer questions all day. I swear people just like to hear themselves talk. And my heart breaks for this case, and I have no idea the truth, but I can put money on the outcome, and I have very mixed emotions about it. I will be following this case for information. I was dismissed at the end of the day, probably for the best. So it was a very emotional criminal case, and I am grateful that I did not have to be on the jury, not because I don't want to serve. I would be happy to serve, and I've served before, but this case in particular was very difficult. So I went to my old office, moved, and I went to their new office, their open house tonight, and I got to see my old coworkers and friends, and see their new office and everything. And they are holding me a spot. They said they want me to come back. So I thought that was very sweet, but it was just so sweet to catch up and get to do that. So I put the jury duty thing in here. This was like a coloring book page or something in here, and I just used it as the background, and I just wrote on top of it. I'm going to go over that again because I guess you can see it a little bit. It doesn't stand out as much as I wanted to. I just put like, people are driving me nuts sometimes. So I was definitely agitated at jury duty. I definitely, I just, some of the people and some of their answers, and it just was like agitated. I don't even know. It was so frustrating. So I'm glad that, I'm glad I did it, and I will do it again, of course. I'm really grateful I'm not on the case. I cannot say that enough. So, all right, Friday the 31st, I must have gotten my first Posca marker this day, because all these little white dots are the Posca marker. This is so funny. You guys can't see it. Can you see it? It looks like a dryer sheet almost, right? It is not. This is a sheet out of like my alfalfa sprouts. I love using junk and trash and whatever I can to not put it in the ground or whatever. And so I just thought it would add a cool element. I'm going to, I used another one in like my art journal, and it worked a little bit better. It doesn't really have the effect I wanted it to here, but I still love it. So, I put, Buddy went to the groomer today. He did not get a positive report on his report card. He was mad. He was matted in his ears, and he got upset with her when she tried to cut his ears and his dew claw. And he kind of nipped at her a little bit. So, yeah, not a positive report for Buddy, but he was mad. So that's our fault. And but she was fine. I mean, she was like, oh, he's my buddy. I mean, they still love him, but I just was like, And his little report card that he got did not have a happy face on it. So I put another day off that I fill with to-dos, but it feels good to get things done. I got my daughter to her PT at 7, and then I went to my PT at 8:30. I got Buddy to the groomer. I went to the gym. I canceled my membership at my CrossFit box. It's not what I wanted to do right now, but whatever. I got my hair cut and colored. And so this is, I couldn't find a bunny, which I got the idea from Joanne as a bunny, but this is me with my new haircut today. So, and my color. I just thought that was funny. I just saw it in a magazine or something. So, keeping it asymmetrical. Still, I'm not in love with it. Some days I love it, some days I don't. So, and then I put, like here, I put almost cleaned. Cleaning is always on my to-do list. It's just not always on my done list, if that makes sense. So, so that was the 31st, and that is, like the end of the month, obviously. I put an extra page, not an extra page. I had an extra page, so I did a little bit more in here. I watched, some of James Burke, videos, and he had this, really cool artwork sheet that he did, and, it's really cool. And then you draw a box around something, and then you only color what's in that box. And so that's what this was. This was actually a bigger piece like this. And so anyway, This looks nothing like his. Please do not think... Go check out his channel. I will link him below also. And then I just put a note in here. This is a dryer sheet that I painted and made like a ruffle on. And I put a note in here, just goodbye January. Wow, you went so fast. I don't know where the days go. I can't believe we have 1 week until my daughter's 16. My son's graduating, just all of it. And I just put conscious choices, healthy choices. I am worth it. So that is the end of January. I have, that was the end, this beautiful music paper that Kristi put in here for me. This was an envelope with Happy Mail. And like I said, I always put envelopes in here to keep the fodder that I want for sure for that month. So that will stay in there for that month. And this was... I don't even remember exactly what came in here. I'm going to be totally honest. I can think. Anyway, but I will leave it in here. Sometimes I rip them out, but I like to leave them in here because I remember, like, that's what happened this month. So you guys, that's it. We are done with January, and it is, you know, almost the middle of March. So it is the middle of March. So anyway, that is January. It's a nice fat book, if you will. I am in love with it, and I'm so, again, grateful for sweet Kristi who made it for me and sent it to me to use. I was a little intimidated to start it. The last signature for December was the first one in the book that she made me, and then there's this one, and I'm so grateful I did. It's just so sweet, and I love it. So thank you, Kristi. And you guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope that you got some inspiration, and I hope you find something else that inspires you today as you go and create. Have a great day. Bye.